Hi everyone. I'm here to do an energizing practice. So a practice that kind of gets the pulse up a little bit, gets the mood up a little bit, gets into our bodies in a way that we're kind of excited to be alive. June is definitely excited to be alive. What are you doing, Juna? All right, so join me on your mat, starting in a laying down position. I have one block for a prop. Juna, you gotta go. So if you want to grab something like a block, that will work. Anything like a Tupperware can be used as a block too. So I am starting in Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees fall open. If that doesn't work for you today, that's fine. Send your legs out long, or you can even bend your knees and plant your feet. But just taking a moment here to start to sink into the ground. Noticing that sense of breath moving in your chest. Starting to bring your attention into the experience that's actually here, not necessarily what you assumed it would be, but what it actually is. Taking one more deep breath here. Good, and then gathering the knees into the chest. Flat spine, so try to really find that discipline to draw the navel back to the backbone. Inhale. Exhale, knees drop down to the right side, reach the left arm long. Soften your thighs, relax the feet. Inhale. Exhale, move through center, other side. Softening the inner thighs. Trying to keep the hip away from the ribs away from the hip. And then back through center. Inhale. Exhale, draw the nose in towards the knees. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze deeper. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze, 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 squeeze. Inhale, take everything long on the ground, fingers away from toes. Exhale, knees to chest. Nose rolls towards the knees. Inhale, take everything out. Move with the breath. Inhale, fingers stretch far away from toes. Exhale, knee to nose. Twice more. Good. Staying in potato bug for a moment, and then letting the head come down to the ground. Toes towards the sky, belly to the spine. So you're not sucking it in, but you are activating those sense of deep internal muscles. Pelvic floor to navel, navel to spine, side belly to the midline, point through the toes. Good, arms alongside the body. Relax the jaw. Good, slowly bring that right leg towards the ground. Reaching the toes forward as the foot comes down, and then right before it touches the mat, bring it back up. Navel to spine, opposite side. Bring it back up, opposite side. Navel to spine, bring it back up, opposite side. Good, and then both toes towards the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, lift the hips just a tiny little bit. Slowly lower down. Inhale. Exhale, a little bit of a lift. No pressure in the hands. Lower it down. One more time. Good, knees to chest. Good, we're going to do our breathing exercise in table position today. So a couple different ways to get there. You can just roll over, push up, and get on into table any old way you choose. Or if you want to try to play with some kind of synchronicity here, draw the knees into the chest, roll a few times, then all the way through. Knees stack underneath the hips. Wrists stack underneath the shoulders. Give yourself a moment or two in cat and cow or any other movement that feels nice. And then we're going to build a neutral spine for Kapalabhati breathing, that rapid inhale, or rapid exhale rather, through the nose. So, neutral spine, wrists below the shoulders, knees below the hips. Deep, slow inhale to start. Exhale. Inhale. And then begin 30 Kapalabhati breaths. Deep, slow inhale, hold. Exhale all the air out. Second round, so it's that rapid exhale pressed through the nose, using your diaphragm to really push the lungs to empty. So exhaling, inhale deeply. Beginning 30 Kapalabhati breaths. Deep, slow inhale. Hold. Open mouth exhale. Good. Take that left arm, thread it underneath that right armpit, coming onto the left temple, the left shoulder. Maybe use this right hand to press the ground away. Maybe it's reaching forward. Maybe it starts to reach up. And maybe it starts to reach over towards the front of the opposite hip crease. Breathing in whatever thread the needle works for you here right now. Good, slowly unwinding, pressing up, table position, cat and cow. Good, neutral spine. Inhale deeply. Third round of Kapalabhati, 30 breaths, begin. Good, deep inhale and hold. Exhale, moving into thread the needle on the opposite side. Start to customize how it feels to be in this pose. Maybe you take that left hand around to the right hip crease, maybe not. Good, slowly unwind. All the way up. Table position, this time tucking the toes, spreading the toes wide, trying to touch the pinky toe, edge down, and then the big toe. And then find a cow spine. So there's that anterior tilt in the pelvic bone. Slowly start to lift up, downward dog. Wag the tail. Sway a little bit. Good, and then start to find a little bit of fluidity in the spine. So maybe that looks a little bit like a cat and cow, or maybe it's just a waving through the spine. Maybe you circle the chest. Maybe it includes some bending elbows, maybe not. And then finding a downward dog and breathing. One of the quickest ways to start to find some energy is to sweep away all the BS that doesn't need to be on our mind right now. So start to build that singular focus. Notice what's here, and do your very best to keep it here. Good. Press the left foot into the ground, right leg rises up to the sky, inhale. Exhale, bend the flying knee, open up the hips, circle the knee. Good, reverse the direction of the circling. Keep that right hand pushed into the ground. Good, and then direct the knee forward towards the nose, step that right foot between the hands, drop the left knee down, and start to lift up. That back toe can stay tucked, or on the flat of the foot, inner thighs draw in towards the midline, roll out the shoulders, press into that front heel, inhale, swoop the fingertips up. Good, draw the shoulder blades down, open mouth, exhale. Good, now options. You can keep your hands up, you can have blocks alongside your feet, your front foot here. You can have your hands at the heart, you can fingertips to the ground. If you want to get the heart rate up, fingers stay to the sky. Slide the hips back, and then slide the hips forward. So you're straightening through that right leg, and then you're bending the knee. If this hurts the back knee, skip it, or distribute some weight onto the hands. Keep breathing. Good. Keeping that right knee bent and stacked on top of that right heel, sink into the pelvic bone, lift the heart. Good, right hand to the right knee, left hand to the sky, lift that back knee. Twist through the chest. Ribs on top of ribs, so that right rib cage rolls on top of the left. Good, frame the forward foot. Step it back, downward dog. Deep breath, wag the tail. Good, right foot pushes, left leg reaches. Open up the hip. Circle out the knee. Reverse the direction. And then guide the knee forward, step the foot between the hands, drop that back knee down. Slowly lifting up. Maybe arms come up, maybe arms are alongside the body. Inhale. Exhale, sink. Good, and then slowly move a little forward and back. Making sure that you're honoring that back knee, so not moving through anything that's painful. Good. Front knee is stacked, right hand down. Left hands to the left knee, lift the right knee. Breathe. Rolling into that twist, stacking the shoulder blades. And then frame the forward foot, step that foot back, downward dog. Deep breath. Good. Gaze forward, step or spring, or get the feet a little closer together, bend the knees, and see if you can hop your feet wider than the edges of your mat. So you can just get your feet up there and then spread the feet wide, or a little bit of buoyancy in the knees, jump feet wide each side of the mat. Forward fold in a wide-legged position. Grab opposite elbows, give yourself a sway. Good, and then turn the heels in, toes out, goddess pose, roll all the way up. Sink into the sit bones. Nice strong belly, pelvic floor up. Hands to knees, inhale. Exhale, right shoulder towards that left knee. Move through center, left shoulder, right knee. Good, back through goddess pose. Sink into the seat a little bit more, straighten the spine, arms out to cactus arms. Good, sink, press into the heels, open up the fingers, make sure that the palms are wide. One more breath. Good, toes forward, forward fold. Good, anchor the hands, step or hop the feet back into plank. Deep breath here. Notice the navel drawing to the spine, press the ground away underneath the hands, a little bit of a broadness across the back. So the shoulder blades open a little bit. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Block is in my way. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Wag the tail. Good. Right foot rises up to the sky. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Start to guide the knee forward. Step the foot down. Drop the arch of the back foot. Lift all the way up. Vira-2 legs. Sinking into it for a moment, find the pose. So before you start to move, find where your legs are. Make sure that the heel is facing the arch of the back foot. Shrug out the shoulders a little bit. Notice that there's not tension in the neck. And then start to extend through the arms and sink. Really feel that left leg pulling through the back of the pose and sink into that right leg a little bit more. Inhale. Open mouth. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Start to straighten out through this leg. Turn the toes so that both feet are parallel facing the wide edge of the mat. Good. Heels in, toes out, sink into the sit bones. A little bit of movement in the hips, finding goddess. Deep breath. Arms and goalposts. Inhale. Exhale, sink. Inhale. Exhale, sink. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, sink. Good. Both toes face forward, heels back. Give your hips a little bit of a sway and then turn that left foot so that you're in warrior 2 on the other side. Giving yourself a chance to establish and find the pose first before moving any deeper. And then notice the breath and notice how it changes the pose. Keep pressing to the back, the outer edge of that right foot. Keep breathing. Keep lifting up through the heart, but sinking into the pelvic bone. One more breath. Good. Both toes face the wide edge of the mat. Notice the sense of softness in the hips for a moment and then heels in, toes out, goddess. Arms to goalposts. Deep breath, fingertips open. Inhale. Exhale, sink. Inhale. Exhale, sink. Press into the heels. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, sink. Good. Willow to frame the forward foot. Step it back, plank position. Deep breath. Good. Next exhale, chaturanga. Cobra. Down dog. Wag the tail. Notice the straightness of the spine. Notice the push underneath both hands. Left foot rises up. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Reframe the hips so that they're square. Draw that knee forward. Drop it down. Arch falls on the back foot, lifting up. Warrior 2. Sinking into the feet, but lifting through the pelvic floor. Inhale. Exhale, sink into it. On the next inhale, right hand comes down, left arm reaches back. Good. Left hand comes to the inside edge of the left foot. So maybe put your block here. Finding extended angle, reaching that right arm up and then reaching over. Thinking about the length between the right fingertips and the back edge of that back foot. Breathe. Good. Both hands down. Drop that back knee again. This time finding lizard. So, options. Block under here. That's totally a nice place to get some space. Or you can find a little bit more depth. Bringing yourself all the way down onto forearms. Drawing that right knee back a little bit. Inhale. Exhale, sink. Inhale. Exhale, sink. Good. Starting to lift up. Slide the hips back. Half split pose. So at this point, you really want to make sure that you're not compressing anything. If you want blocks under your hands to give yourself some space, do that. Left hip draws into its socket. Fold over that left leg. Keep breathing. Good, and then bend that knee, lift the right knee, spin so that both toes are facing the opposite wide edge of the mat as they were before. Fold. Good. Heels in, toes out. Find your goddess. Goalpost arms. Inhale. Exhale, sink. Inhale. Exhale, sink. Good. Inhale. Exhale, sink. Good. Toes forward. Give yourself a little bit of a shake here. And then right toes turn towards the back of the mat. Warrior two legs. Deep breath. Arms up. Neck soft. Notice the pelvic floor lifting. Notice this right rib cage draw away from the right knee. Good. On the next inhale, left hand comes down, right arm reaches into reverse warrior. Good. On the exhale, bring the hand down. Right hand goes towards the inside edge of the right foot. Maybe the block goes there. Left arm starts to reach as far away from the outer edge of that left foot as you can find, drawing that left shoulder, not hip, shoulder into its socket. Breathe here. Good. Windmill so that you are now on the inside edge of the right foot. Maybe you're using blocks, maybe you're dropping, either way, drop that right knee down. Finding lizard. Maybe you stay lifted. Maybe you come to forearms. If you're on forearms, make sure that you're drawing the heart forward, drawing the leg back. Good. Step to lift up. Turning both toes so that they're facing that wide edge of the mat. Forward fold. And then heels in, toes out. Goddess. Arms to goalposts. Deep breath here. Sink. Inhale. Exhale, sink. Inhale. Exhale, sink. Good. Toes face the wide edge. Will yourself to frame the forward foot. Step it back. Downward dog. Good. You can walk yourself up there, hop yourself up there. You can have your feet land in a narrow stance, or perhaps you bend your knees and hop your feet wider than the mat, at the front of the mat. Turn the heels in, toes out, goddess pose. This time, hands to the knees. Drop that left shoulder towards the right knee, rotating through the spine. Move through space, right knee, right shoulder. I'm mixing up body parts today. Right shoulder towards the left knee. Move through space, deep inhale. Exhale, toes forward, forward fold. Grab opposite elbows and sway. Where's your focus? How's your energy? Still feeling kind of tired, dragging, lethargic? Or do you feel that pulse moving through your body? Find your focus. Put it on that pulse. Good. Hands anchor. Feet step or hop into plank. Notice your plank. Find its strength. Inhale. Exhale. Chaturanga. Cobra. Downward dog. Finding a Nice and still downward dog for just about 3 breaths. Good. Stepping the left foot forward, dropping that right knee down. Good. Slide your hips back. So maybe you're revisiting half split here. Maybe this is where you stay, maybe blocks are under your hands, maybe you start to move towards a full split in whatever degree serves you today. Noticing that the tightness is there in your body to keep you together, to protect you. It's not there as your enemy. Don't force it. Just nurture your body and breathe. Good. And then slowly hop that back knee in if it was out. Bend the forward knee, step it back, downward dog. Nod the head yes and no. Put some movement in the spine. Good. And then step that right foot forward. I realize now that we forgot to do half split on the other side. So we're going to linger in half Hanuman for a moment here. So sliding the hips back, holding, folding over the leg, giving yourself a moment to breathe here. Drawing the hip into its socket. Don't be too worried about a totally straight leg. You can always have that knee a little bit bent. Good, and then if or when you want to move towards full split, give yourself some time. Also, don't be afraid to use a prop. Like, if I'm here with a block, I can really soften into some space and hold it a little longer. That's one of the advantages to having a video class. Like, if you're like, ooh, I want to stay here for a minute, just pause me. I'm not going to go anywhere because I actually can't. I'm locked on your screen. You can kind of play with the height of the prop and whatnot. So play props or don't, skip splits or don't, and then in your own way, getting out of splits is always awkward for me. Take yourself up to downward dog. Wag your tail, breathe into the belly. Good, and then slowly drop the knees down and come to sit on your heels. So, working a little bit on one of the more energizing parts of yoga is a safely done back bend will send energy pulsing through the body. It's for a lot of reasons, and there's a lot of different theories as to the energetic reasons that happens, but if you've ever done a successful back bend, you know that it gives you that sense of whoosh that wakes y'all up and makes y'all energetic and a little bit less clenched in on yourself. So we're going to work on building a safe back bend to hold for a little bit longer than we typically do. So beginning by just lifting up so that your shoulders are stacked on top of your knees. Grab your block, put it on the outer edge of the right ankle. For a moment, think about the inner thighs towards the midline. So that's a very important energetic part of this. And then maybe touch that hand down to the block. Now, you can adjust the height of the block, and if there is no such height that keeps you from feeling crunched up in the low back, then your hand goes to the low back and you stay up here. But starting at a height where you can start to bring this left hip forward. So it's your right hip, I'm sorry. This is the day I'm having. So the block's on the outer edge of the right ankle, your right hip is coming forward, and your right hand is down. Use this left hand to chaperone this hip staying forward, and then lift the heart. Draw the shoulder blades together to support the heart. Good. From here, lift that left arm up, draw the shoulder blade down, hip points forward. Breathe. Inner thighs towards the midline, heart keeps lifting, ribs keep lifting, hips keep coming forward. Breathe. Chin can be to the chest.
Or you can do the full-on wild abandon head throw.
Keep breathing. Slowly bring the sit bones down. Coming to a seat. Shrugging out the shoulders. Giving yourself a moment. Switch sides. Good, so finding that spot. Don't be shocked if it's a totally different feeling on this side. Bring that right hand to the right hip point, making sure that that stays, it's left. I'm so sorry. I miss my students being able to be like, no, other side. Learn your lefts and rights. You were supposed to have graduated kindergarten. Anyway, it's your left hip coming forward, left hand on the block next to that left ankle. Reach that right arm up. Think about the hip points coming forward, shoulders squaring, inner thighs towards midline. Inhale. Exhale. Keep the chest rising up. Keep breathing. Good. Slowly letting it go. Good. Shift and move. Shift and move. So maybe it's a little side to side in the ribs, some circling the heart, whatever it takes to let the clench go. Good. Okay. So now onto the back. However, which way you want to get there. We're going to do just about 5 breaths in a supported bridge to get our muscles soft and open, and then we're going to take it to other levels if you so choose. So taking the block underneath the sacrum and adjusting it to whatever height makes you feel like something is happening in the spine without it being a sense of shock. So you feel a sense of opening along the spine without something that feels really uncomfortable. Feet are parallel, all 10 toes facing forward. Maybe it makes sense to you to interlace the fingers and hold here. Let's take 4 breaths from this place. Good. Now you can stay where you are in this beautiful supported bridge and enjoy it, or lift up off the block and come out of bridge for a moment. Give yourself a little windshield wipering of the knees, soften the belly, soften the jaw. And then you can either come into bridge again with or without the block, or you can start to move towards full wheel. If you're moving towards full wheel, always remember that your spine will get the last laugh if you let your ego make these decisions. The spine makes the decisions. Listen to the strength of your legs. We've definitely warmed them up. We've definitely warmed the muscles of the arms up, but listen to it. Have we pushed a little too much today? Are they tired? If so, let them chill out. Okay, there will be other days that you can do wheel pose. So from here, if you're going up there, start to flip the palms so that they're under the shoulders. Triceps are kind of lining the head and the elbows pointing back. Press into the feet. Start to come maybe to the crown of the head to start. Rotate through the ribs and lift so that the thoracic spine is incorporated into this. You're not just jamming the low part of the spine. The ribs are rolling towards the chin. 2 breaths. Good, slowly releasing, taking your time, softening the belly, windshield wipering the knees. Got one more time. back bend, your choice. You can do bridge, you can do supported bridge, you can do supported bridge with a pillow instead of a block. It's like the chocolate cake of poses. Or you can go right back into full wheel. If you're going into full wheel, do it with a whole bunch of love. Don't push yourself into it because you want to be that yogi. Do it because it really benefits your body and your spirit right now. Hands back. How much attention can you bring here? Don't think about the goal. Think about every single solitary micro movement along the way. Everything makes a difference and everything has importance along the way. Notice. Can you imagine how much extra energy you would have in your life if you only thought about one thing at a time? Holy crap. Can't even. It'd be amazing. Notice this for now. Let that be it. Good. Lower slow. Everyone's going to meet in Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees fall open. Hands on the belly. Soften. Good. Take that left leg, bring